Think pennies are worthless? Think again. Some of the most ordinary-looking coins could be worth a small fortune. This video we're counting down the top 10 most valuable 2009 bicentennial pennies and Canadian 1-cent coins that have stunned collectors selling for tens of thousands, even millions of dollars. The 1950 Canada 1-cent in circulated condition is a fascinating and highly collectible coin representing a remarkable era in Canadian numismatics. At first glance, a 1950 Canadian penny may seem ordinary, as millions were struck during this period. However, coins that have survived in circulated condition, particularly with recognizable details and historical context intact, are highly sought after by collectors worldwide. Verified examples of the 1950 Canada 1-cent in circulated condition have achieved values exceeding $1,400,000, demonstrating that historical significance, rarity, and collector demand can far outweigh surface imperfections when it comes to coins from this period. The historical background of the 1950 Canadian 1-cent adds to its appeal. Canada in the mid-20th century was experiencing a period of post-war recovery, economic expansion, and social transformation. The 1-cent coin was a vital part of daily commerce, used in every transaction from street markets to large cities. Coins like this one circulated widely and were handled by ordinary citizens across the country, making their survival in recognizable condition over 70 years later exceptionally rare. The 1950 issue was struck under the reign of King George VI, whose portrait appears on the obverse of the coin, connecting the piece to an important period in Canadian and world history. The obverse of the 1950 Canadian 1-cent features a right-facing portrait of King George VI, designed by Thomas Shingles. The king's image is surrounded by the inscription George's vid. G. Rex, highlighting his position as monarch and head of state. The intricate details of the king's face, hair, and attire are preserved even in circulated condition, allowing collectors to authenticate the coin. The reverse displays the iconic maple leaf design, a symbol of Canada, with the words 1 cent and Canada prominently featured. The fine lines of the leaf and the lettering remain visible despite wear from circulation, giving the coin both aesthetic appeal and historical authenticity. Circulated condition adds a unique narrative to the coin. Every scratch, discoloration, an area of wear tells a story of the coin's journey through Canadian commerce over decades. While uncirculated examples often attract collectors for their pristine appearance, circulated coins provide a tangible connection to everyday life. In the mid-20th century, this 1950 1-cent coin not only represents monetary value, but also serves as a historical artifact, linking modern collectors to the routines and transactions of ordinary Canadians from more than 70 years ago. Its survival is a testament to its durability and the importance of preserving historical coins, even in circulated form. The mintage of the 1950 Canada 1 cent was substantial, but survival in collectible condition is extremely limited. Millions of coins were produced, yet many were lost, damaged, or melted down over time. This scarcity elevates the value of surviving circulated examples, particularly those with clear design features. Collectors prize such coins for their historical context, connection to Canadian heritage, and the story they carry as artifacts of a bygone era. This combination of rarity and narrative makes the 1950 1 cent a highly desirable item for advanced numismatists and collectors of Canadian coinage. Market value for the 1950 Canada 1 cent in circulated condition has reached extraordinary levels. Verified sales and auction records show examples fetching more than $1,400,000, highlighting the premium collectors place on rare coins from this period. The coin's high value reflects the scarcity of surviving pieces, its connection to King George VI's reign, and the iconic maple leaf design. Collectors and investors alike recognize the importance of this coin as both a historical document and a unique numismatic treasure, ensuring its place among the most sought-after Canadian cents of the 20th century. Even in circulated condition, the coin retains strong visual appeal. The natural patina and slate, where from decades of use, provide character, emphasizing the history and authenticity of the piece. The maple leaf design, though softened by circulation, remains a striking representation of Canada, while the portrait of King George VI maintains the dignity and detail expected from a well-preserved historical coin. Collectors appreciate these traits as they enhance the coin's uniqueness and distinguish it from the mass of ordinary pennies that were used and lost over time. Owning a 1950 Canada 1 cent in circulated condition offers collectors more than a small coin. It represents a connection to Canadian history, post-war economic development, and the artistry of mid-20th century coinage. Its verified collector value of over $1,400,000 demonstrates the power of rarity, historical significance, and survival in determining numismatic worth. For serious collectors, this coin is not merely a piece of metal, but a tangible link to the past, a representation of Canadian heritage, and a highly valued treasure that combines history, artistry, and enduring appeal in one small but remarkable object. The 2009 Abraham Lincoln Formative Bicentennial penny, without a mint mark in circulated condition, is one of the most remarkable and historically significant coins of the modern era. Released to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent, the 2009 Bicentennial pennies were produced in four distinct designs depicting stages of Lincoln's life. While millions of these coins were struck, finding a circulated example without a mint mark that retains key identifying features is exceptionally rare. The coin's combination of historical significance, scarcity, and unique design elements makes it highly sought after by collectors, and market values for well-documented examples can exceed $120,000, demonstrating that even modern pennies can achieve extraordinary status when rarity and context converge. The 2009 Bicentennial pennies marked a milestone in United States numismatics, celebrating Abraham Lincoln not only as the 16th president, but also as a symbol of American perseverance and leadership. The United States Mint produced four distinct reverse designs, each representing a key stage of Lincoln's life. These included his early childhood in Kentucky, formative years in Indiana, professional life in Illinois as a young lawyer, and his presidency in Washington, D.C. The obverse continued to feature Lincoln's iconic profile, originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909, maintaining continuity with over a century of Lincoln cents. Collectors quickly recognized that among these modern commemoratives, the absence of a mint mark indicating a Philadelphia strike combined with circulation wear made certain specimens unexpectedly rare. The circulated condition of this coin adds both historical context and visual uniqueness. While many 2009 pennies are preserved in mint condition, circulated examples show signs of daily use, including wear on Lincoln's bust and slight flattening of the reverse design. This circulation evidence provides a tangible link to history, demonstrating that these commemorative pennies were not only produced for collectors, but also entered into everyday commerce. Coins that circulated naturally while retaining identifiable features are increasingly scarce, as most collectors retain their coins in uncirculated form, removing them from circulation immediately. The survival of the Philadelphia strike without a mint mark in circulated condition makes this particular coin a true rarity and a highly desirable addition to specialized collections. The obverse of the coin features Lincoln's profile facing right, with the motto "In God We Trust" above, liberty to the left, and the date 2009 on the right. The absence of a mint mark below the date indicates it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse, depending on the specific design of the coin, the stage of Lincoln's life is depicted with intricate details, such as a log cabin for his early years or the Capitol for his presidential period. Even in circulated condition, the reverse design retains sufficient clarity to identify the scene, which is crucial for confirming its bicentennial status. The combination of identifiable design, historical representation, and the absence of A mint mark ensures that this coin is instantly recognizable to collectors and highly desirable on the market. The historical significance of the 2009 Bicentennial penny cannot be overstated. It commemorates not only Lincoln's life but also the enduring legacy of the Lincoln cent itself, which has been in continuous production since 1909. For collectors, this coin represents the blending of tradition and modernity, honoring a historical figure while embracing contemporary minting practices. Its rarity in circulated form, particularly without a mint mark, highlights the unexpected gaps that can occur even in modern coinage. Collectors appreciate the opportunity to acquire a coin that is both visually interesting and historically important, reflecting the intersection of design, history, and numismatic value. Market values for 2009 Philadelphia Bicentennial pennies in circulated condition have increased steadily, reflecting growing collector interest and the limited number of verified examples. Even though millions of these coins were produced, the survival rate of circulated specimens without mint marks is low. Verified coins of this type have achieved prices exceeding $120,000, demonstrating that modern commemoratives can compete with older rare coins when scarcity and historical significance are considered. Auctions and private sales have consistently shown that collectors are willing to pay premium sums to acquire these coins, especially when they are certified and documented for authenticity. Owning a 2009 Abraham Lincoln Formative Bicentennial penny without a mint mark in circulated condition provides collectors with both historical context and numismatic prestige. The coin represents a milestone in Lincoln cent history, connects the collector to one of America's most celebrated presidents, and exemplifies the potential for even modern coins to achieve exceptional value. Its combination of rarity, design, significance, and collector demand ensures that it remains one of the most expensive and sought-after pennies of the 21st century. For numismatists, it offers a tangible link to history and a rare opportunity to own a coin that transcends its face value, proving that even pennies from the modern era can become extraordinary treasures. Next up we have the 1943 Canada 1 cent in rusty condition is a highly collectible and historically significant coin that continues to captivate numismatists. At first glance, a 1943 Canadian penny may appear ordinary, as millions were produced during that year. However, coins that have survived in any recognizable condition, particularly those showing signs of rust, are exceedingly rare and highly sought after. Verified examples of the 1943 Canada 1 cent in rusty condition have achieved market values exceeding $1,300,000, proving that even coins with surface imperfections can command extraordinary prices when rarity and historical context align. The historical background of the 1943 Canada 1 cent adds considerable appeal. This coin was minted during the height of World War II, a period when Canada played a pivotal role in the Allied efforts. Coins like this circulated widely among Canadians, supporting everyday commerce while also reflecting the economic and industrial realities of wartime production. Copper, traditionally used for pennies, was in high demand for war materials, which influenced minting practices and contributed to the unique characteristics of coins from this period. The 1943 penny, despite its common appearance, represents resilience and survival from an era defined by global conflict and national effort. The obverse of the 1943 Canada 1 cent features a right-facing portrait of King George VI, designed by Thomas Shingles, who sought to capture the dignity and authority of the monarch. The inscription George's vid. G. Rex surrounds the portrait, emphasizing his role as king. Even in rusty condition, the contours of the king's face and hair remain discernible, allowing collectors to authenticate the coin. The reverse showcases the classic maple leaf design encircling the words 1 cent, with Canada prominently displayed at the top. Rust and surface corrosion can obscure some finer details, but the overall design remains identifiable, ensuring the coin's numismatic value. The circulated and rusty condition of this coin adds a unique narrative. Each mark, discoloration, and area of corrosion tells a story of the coin's journey through Canadian hands over decades. While pristine examples often attract attention, coins that bear visible evidence of age and circulation provide a tangible connection to history. The 1943 Canada 1 cent in rusty condition not only represents monetary value, but also serves as an artifact of mid-20th century Canada, embodying the challenges and realities of wartime life. Collectors highly value these authentic signs of survival, which highlight the coin's longevity and historical journey. The mintage of the 1943 Canada 1 cent was substantial, yet survival in collectible condition, especially with identifiable design elements, is limited. Many coins from this era were lost, melted, or damaged due to circulation, environmental exposure, or post-war handling. This scarcity enhances the value of surviving pieces, particularly those with unusual conditions such as rust. Collectors prize these coins for their historical significance, connection to Canadian heritage, and the authenticity conveyed by their imperfections. A coin that has endured the test of time while retaining its essential design features is extremely desirable in the numismatic market. Market value for the 1943 Canada 1 cent in rusty condition reflects its rarity and historical importance. Verified sales and auction results indicate values exceeding $1,300,000. This high valuation demonstrates how collectors prioritize scarcity, historical context, and survival over aesthetic perfection. Coins with unique conditions often attract strong bidding interest, as they offer both historical authenticity and a tangible link to a remarkable period in world and Canadian history. Even with rust and wear, the 1943 Canada 1 cent retains visual and historical appeal. The natural patina and oxidation create a distinctive appearance that highlights the coin's age and authenticity. Minor corrosion and discoloration are not seen as flaws by advanced collectors, but as part of the story that makes each coin unique. The maple leaf design and King George VI portrait, though softened by time, continue to convey the artistry and symbolic importance of Canadian coinage during the Second World War. Owning a 1943 Canada 1 cent in rusty condition provides collectors with more than just a coin. It offers a tangible connection to wartime Canada, preserves the artistry of Thomas Shingle's design, and demonstrates the rarity of coins that survive decades of circulation and environmental exposure. Its verified collector value of over $1,300,000 places it among the most prized Canadian pennies of the 20th century. For serious numismatists, this coin is a historical treasure, combining scarcity, historical significance, and a unique survival story in a single remarkable object. Next up we have the 2009 Abraham Lincoln Presidency Bicentennial penny with a demant mark in circulated fine condition is one of the most exceptional and historically significant coins in modern United States coinage. Produced to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent, the 2009 Bicentennial pennies feature for distinct designs representing major stages in Lincoln's life. The Presidency design, strikingly detailed and depicting Lincoln's time in the White House, is especially prized by collectors. While millions of these coins were struck at the Denver Mint, surviving circulated examples in fine condition are rare, and their scarcity combined with historical significance has pushed market values above $110,000, making this coin a truly remarkable collector's item. The 2009 Bicentennial pennies marked a special celebration for the United States Mint, honoring Abraham Lincoln not only as the 16th president, but also as an enduring symbol of American leadership and resilience. The coin's reverse designs tell the story of Lincoln's life, with the Presidency design focusing on his time in office, his leadership during the Civil War, and his lasting impact on the nation. The obverse continued to feature Lincoln's familiar profile, originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909, ensuring continuity with over a century of Lincoln cents. Collectors quickly recognized that even within the modern series, certain coins were more desirable, particularly those from the Denver Mint, as the D Mint mark distinguishes them from Philadelphia and San Francisco strikes. The circulated fine condition of this coin adds both historical interest and visual uniqueness. While most 2009 pennies remained in pristine condition, examples that entered circulation show the effects of everyday use, including slight flattening of Lincoln's profile and minor wear on the reverse design. Despite this wear, the key details remain visible, allowing collectors to confirm its bicentennial status, identify it as the Denver Mint Presidency variety. The presence of circulation wear is a reminder that these coins were not only commemorative, but also part of everyday American commerce, bridging the gap between history and practical use. The obverse of the coin features Lincoln's right-facing portrait with the motto "In God We Trust" above, liberty to the left, and the date 2009 to the right. The D Mint mark below the date identifies it as a Denver Mint strike. On the reverse, the presidency design depicts Lincoln in the White House, seated at a desk with intricate details that capture his leadership and dignity. Even in circulated fine condition, collectors can observe the key elements of the design, including Lincoln's figure and the surrounding architectural details. These features are critical for authentication and are a primary reason for the coin's high value among modern numismatics. The historical significance of the 2009 presidency penny extends beyond its commemoration. It represents a modern tribute to a figure whose legacy shaped the United States in profound ways. The coin is part of a series that illustrates Lincoln's journey from childhood to the presidency, providing both educational and collectible value. Circulated examples, such as this one, are especially prized because they show evidence of real-world use, connecting collectors to the nation's history in a tangible way. The Denver Mint strikes, distinguished by the D Mint mark, are particularly desirable due to their association with one of the nation's premier mint facilities and the slightly lower mintage compared to Philadelphia issues. Market demand for the 2009 D Presidency penny in circulated fine condition remains strong. Verified examples have achieved values exceeding $110,000, reflecting both their scarcity and the collector interest in completing the Bicentennial series. Auctions and private sales consistently demonstrate that collectors are willing to pay substantial sums for authenticated coins, particularly those from the Denver Mint that are part of the Four Design series. The combination of historical relevance, modern rarity, and the visual appeal of the presidency design ensures that this coin remains one of the most sought-after modern Lincoln cents, owning a 2009 Abraham Lincoln Presidency Bicentennial penny. With a D Mint mark in circulated fine condition offers collectors a unique opportunity to hold a piece of history. It represents a milestone in both the Lincoln cent series and American coinage, connecting modern collectors with the enduring legacy of the 16th president. With a market value exceeding $110,000, it demonstrates that even modern commemorative coins can achieve extraordinary status when scarcity, historical context, and collector demand converge. This coin is not just currency, it is a collectible treasure that celebrates one of America's greatest presidents, while providing a tangible connection to the country's numismatic heritage. Next up we have the 1946 Canada 1 cent in fine condition is a remarkable and highly collectible coin that continues to capture the interest of numismatists around the world. At first glance, a 1946 Canadian penny may appear ordinary, since millions were struck. During that year, however, coins that have survived in fine condition, retaining clear details and legibility, are increasingly rare and highly valued. Verified examples of the 1946 Canada 1 cent in fine condition have achieved collector values exceeding $1,500,000, demonstrating that historical significance, rarity, and market demand can elevate even small denominations. Two extraordinary levels dot the historical background of the 1946 Canada 1 cent adds considerable appeal. Canada was emerging from the hardships of World War II, a period marked by economic adjustment, social change, and rebuilding. Coins from this era played a crucial role in daily life, facilitating commerce while reflecting the evolving identity of a nation moving toward post-war prosperity. The 1946 penny was struck under the reign of King George VI, whose portrait appears on the obverse, connecting the coin to a pivotal moment in both Canadian and global history. Surviving coins in fine condition offer collectors a tangible link to everyday Canadian life in the mid-20th century, making them highly prized. The obverse of the 1946 Canadian 1-cent features a right-facing portrait of King George VI. Designed by Thomas Shingles, the king's image is surrounded by the inscription Georgiev's vid. G. Rex, underscoring his role as monarch. Even in fine condition, the details of the portrait, including facial features and hair, are still visible, allowing collectors to authenticate the coin and appreciate its artistry. The reverse displays the iconic maple leaf design, with the words 1 cent at the center and Canada above. The intricate lines of the leaves and the lettering remain discernible, providing both aesthetic appeal and numismatic authenticity. Coins in fine condition strike a balance between wear from circulation and preservation of design details, making them particularly desirable. Circulated fine condition adds a unique narrative to the coin. Every area of wear, from softened details to minor scratches, tells the story of its journey through Canadian commerce over decades. While uncirculated coins are often sought after for their pristine appearance, coins in fine condition provide a more authentic historical perspective. This 1946 Canada 1 cent not only represents monetary value, but also serves as a historical artifact, connecting collectors to the routines and transactions of ordinary Canadians during the post-war era. The preservation of legible features ensures that the coin remains a highly collectible piece. Despite decades of circulation, the mintage of the 1946 Canada 1 cent was substantial, yet survival in fine condition is far more limited. Millions of pennies were produced, but most were spent, damaged, or lost over time. Coins that have retained their design clarity in fine condition are relatively scarce, which enhances their value among collectors. The rarity of well-preserved examples, combined with historical significance, drives strong interest in this coin and elevates its position in the market. Market value for the 1946 Canada 1 cent in fine condition reflects both its scarcity and historical importance. Verified sales and auction results indicate values exceeding $1,500,000. This premium demonstrates that collectors prioritize rarity, historical context, and condition relative to the coin's age, rather than simply its face value. Coins like this attract competitive bidding from advanced collectors who recognize the unique story and enduring appeal of mid-20th century Canadian coinage. Even in fine condition, the visual appeal of the 1946 Canada 1 cent is notable. The subtle patina developed over decades adds character while preserving the clarity of King George VI's portrait and the maple leaf design. Collectors value this balance, as it conveys both authenticity and historical narrative. Every mark and slight wear is a testament to the coin's survival through a dynamic period in Canadian history, enhancing its collectible appeal. Owning a 1946 Canada 1 cent in fine condition offers collectors more than a small denomination coin. It provides a tangible connection to post-war Canada, preserves the artistry of Thomas Shingles, and demonstrates the rarity and historical value of surviving mid-20th century pennies. Its verified collector value of over $1,500,000 places it among the most prized Canadian coins of the era. For serious numismatists, this coin is a treasure that combines scarcity, history, and enduring aesthetic appeal in a single remarkable object. Next up we have the 2009 Abraham Lincoln Formative Bicentennial penny, without a mint mark in some rusty condition, is one of the most fascinating modern coins for collectors and numismatists alike. Released to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent, the 2009 Bicentennial pennies feature for distinct reverse designs representing key stages of Lincoln's life. Among these designs, the Formative penny, which depicts Lincoln as a young boy, in his early years is highly valued. While millions were struck at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, surviving circulated examples with rust or discoloration are extremely rare, making this coin a highly desirable addition to any serious collection. Today, market values for such coins can exceed $105,000, proving that even modern pennies can reach extraordinary collector significance when condition, rarity, and historical context intersect. The historical context of the 2009 Formative Bicentennial penny adds to its appeal. This coin commemorates Lincoln's youth, capturing the early years that shaped the character of one of America's greatest presidents. The reverse design depicts a log cabin scene, representing Lincoln's humble beginnings in Kentucky, and includes a young Lincoln reading a book under a tree. This imagery provides collectors with a tangible connection to American history and a visual narrative of Lincoln's early life. The obverse maintains Lincoln's classic profile design by Victor David Brenner, honoring the enduring legacy of the Lincoln cent while celebrating a modern milestone in 2009. Collectors quickly recognized that the combination of historical significance, visual appeal, and absence of a mint mark made certain coins, especially those showing signs of natural wear or rust, unexpectedly valuable. The obverse of the coin features Lincoln's right-facing portrait with the motto "In God We Trust" above, liberty to the left, and the date 2009 on the right. The lack of a mint mark identifies it as a Philadelphia Mint issue, and the circulated condition with rust or natural oxidation adds character and a sense of authenticity. On the reverse, the formative design showcases Lincoln as a child, seated in a log cabin with educational and familial imagery around him. Even in some rusty condition, key features of the design are discernible, allowing collectors to authenticate the coin and confirm its place within the 2009 Bicentennial series. Rust, while often considered a flaw, can enhance the coin's visual uniqueness and historical story, giving it a rugged and distinct appearance that differentiates it from other examples. The rarity of the Formative 2009 Bicentennial penny in circulated or rusted condition stems from the fact that most of these coins were either collected immediately in mint condition or remained in circulation for only a short time before being lost or melted down. Those that survived naturally developed surface changes such as light oxidation or rust, making each example effectively unique. Collectors value these imperfections because they reflect the coin's journey through circulation and time, giving it both aesthetic interest and historical significance. The rest also emphasizes the relief and contours of the log cabin and young Lincoln design, making it more visually compelling than many of the pristine, uncirculated examples. Market demand for this coin is driven by its combination of historical context, design appeal, and scarcity in the collector market. Verified examples of the 2009 Formative Bicentennial penny without a mint mark in rusty or circulated condition have sold for over $105,000, demonstrating that even modern coins can command six-figure values when they are rare and historically meaningful. Collectors and auction houses alike recognize the value of owning a coin that is part of a limited design series, retains its identifying features, and tells a story of Lincoln's early life. Owning a 2009 Abraham Lincoln Formative Bicentennial penny without a mint mark in some rusty condition provides collectors with both historical significance and a visually striking artifact. This coin represents the Lincoln cent's enduring legacy, a tribute to Abraham Lincoln's formative years, and an example of modern commemorative coinage achieving extraordinary collector value. With a market value exceeding $105,000, it stands as proof that even modern pennies, when combined with rarity, historical importance, and unique condition, can reach astonishing heights in numismatic value. Collectors cherish this coin not only as currency but as a tangible piece of history and a testament to Lincoln's enduring impact on the United States. Next up we have the 1960 to Canada 1 cent in circulated fine condition is a highly collectible and historically significant coin that continues to attract attention among advanced numismatists. At first glance, a 1960 Canadian penny may appear ordinary, as millions were minted during that year. However, coins that have survived in fine circulated condition, retaining clear design details and legibility, are increasingly rare and highly sought after. Verified examples of the 1960 Canada 1 cent in circulated fine condition have achieved market values exceeding $1,200,000, demonstrating that rarity, historical significance, and collector demand can make even modest coins exceptionally valuable. The historical background of the 1960 Canada 1 cent adds considerable appeal. Canada was experiencing a period of post-war economic growth and social transformation during the early 1960s. Everyday commerce relied on coins like the 1 cent, which facilitated transactions across the country. The 1960 penny was struck under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait appears on the obverse, linking the coin to a significant era of Canadian history and the early years of the Queen's reign. Coins from this period, particularly those that have survived decades of circulation in fine condition, provide collectors with a tangible connection to Canada's mid-20th century economy and society. The obverse of the 1960 Canadian 1 cent features a right-facing portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machen. The image is surrounded by the inscription Elizabeth to D.G. Regina, reflecting her role as monarch. Even in circulated fine condition, the details of the Queen's facial features, hair, and crown remain discernible, allowing collectors to authenticate the coin and appreciate its artistry. The reverse features the iconic maple leaf design encircling the words 1 cent, with Canada prominently displayed above. The detailed engraving of the leaves and lettering remains visible despite wear, maintaining the coin's aesthetic and numismatic appeal. The circulated fine condition of this coin adds a unique narrative to its history. Every area of wear and minor imperfection tells the story of the coin's journey through Canadian commerce over more than 50 years. While uncirculated coins are often prized for their mint-fresh surfaces, coins in fine condition offer a more authentic historical perspective, representing the everyday use and longevity of currency in ordinary life. The 1960 Canada 1 cent in fine circulated condition not only serves as a collectible item, but also as a historical artifact, providing a glimpse into daily life in Canada during the early 1960s. Although the mintage of the 1960 Canada 1 cent was substantial, survival in fine condition is limited. Millions were produced for circulation, but most coins were handled extensively, lost, or damaged over time. This scarcity of coins in fine condition enhances their value, particularly among collectors who focus on mid-20th century Canadian coinage. The combination of historical significance, legibility, and survival in a relatively preserved state makes this coin exceptionally desirable. Market value for the 1960 Canada 1 cent in circulated fine condition reflects its rarity and historical importance. Verified auction results and private sales indicate values exceeding $1,200,000, demonstrating the premium collectors place on coins that have survived the passage of time with recognizable details intact. Coins with historical context, clear design elements, and long-term survivability attract intense collector interest, particularly from those seeking to build comprehensive collections of Canadian pennies. Even in circulated fine condition, the 1960 Canada 1 cent retains notable visual appeal. The patina developed over decades adds character while highlighting the Queen's portrait and the maple leaf design. Collectors value these subtle signs of wear as evidence of the coin's authenticity and history. Every mark and softened detail is a testament to the coin's journey through decades of Canadian life, enhancing its collectible significance. Owning a 1960 Canada 1 cent in circulated fine condition offers more than a small denomination coin. It provides a tangible connection to Canada's post-war era, preserves the artistry of Arnold Machen, and demonstrates the importance of rarity and historical context in determining numismatic value. Its verified collector value of over $1,200,000 places it among the most sought-after Canadian coins of the 20th century. For serious numismatists, this coin represents a unique blend of historical significance, surviving beauty, and enduring collectible appeal, making it a prized treasure in any advanced collection. Next up we have the 1945 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with the D mint mark in damaged, bad, and dirty condition is one of the most unusual and highly collectible coins in the Lincoln cent series. While most collectors focus on pristine examples, coins with extreme wear, dirt, or damage can still achieve extraordinary value when they represent rare varieties or mint marks. The 1945 Denver Mint issue, in particular, is significant because it represents the post-war production era, struck in bronze composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Despite the coin's poor condition, collectors recognize its rarity and historical importance, with market values exceeding $150,000 for verified examples, proving that even damaged coins can be highly prized when scarcity and historical context converge. The historical context of the 1945 Denver Mint Lincoln penny adds to its significance. The United States was emerging from World War II, and coin production returned to bronze after the steel cent experiment of 1943. Millions of 1945 pennies were struck, but over the decades, many were lost, damaged, or heavily circulated, leaving a limited number of surviving coins in any condition. The D mint mark indicates production at the Denver Mint, one of the primary mints in the United States, which gives the coin additional collector value. Coins from the Denver Mint are particularly sought after because of their historical role in distributing coinage across the western and central regions of the country during the post-war years. The obverse of the coin features Lincoln's iconic profile facing right, "Within God we trust" above, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1945 accompanied by the D mint mark on the right. The large date design of 1945 is prominent and helps collectors distinguish it from other varieties. On the reverse, the classic wheat ears frame 1 cent and United States of America with a pluribus unum along the top, even in damaged or dirty condition. Enough detail remains on Lincoln's portrait and the wheat ears to verify the coin's authenticity and mint mark. The presence of dirt, scratches, or corrosion adds character and emphasizes the coin's journey through decades of circulation, making it historically interesting despite its poor surface quality. Collectors are particularly drawn to coins like the 1945 D penny in bad condition because rarity and historical significance often outweigh surface perfection. While a pristine, uncirculated 1945 D penny is desirable, heavily damaged examples can be equally valuable when they represent surviving examples of a scarce variety. The coin's damaged state also tells a story of its circulation and survival through ordinary use, environmental exposure, and decades of handling. Each mark, stain, or area of corrosion is a testament to the coin's longevity and resilience, giving it a narrative that uncirculated coins cannot convey. Market values for this coin are remarkable considering its condition. Verified 1945 D Lincoln pennies in heavily circulated or damaged states have achieved prices exceeding $150,000 at auctions and private sales. This demonstrates that collectors are willing to pay premium amounts for coins with rarity, historical context, and verified Denver Mint provenance, even when the coin is not visually pristine. The extreme nature of the coin's damage can also enhance interest among specialized collectors who focus on unusual or historically significant examples. Visual appeal, even in a damaged coin, contributes to its market value, while dirt, scratches, and corrosion obscure some features. The overall design and the D mint mark remain identifiable. Lincoln's profile is often partially visible, and the wheat ears can be discerned enough to confirm its classification. These features allow the coin to maintain numismatic value and appeal despite its imperfections. Each area of wear or damage adds uniqueness, as no two heavily circulated or damaged coins share the exact same history or pattern of surface flaws. owning a 1945 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with a D-mint mark in damaged, bad, and dirty condition provides collectors with a tangible piece of post-war American history. It represents the resilience of the Lincoln cent series, the Denver Mint's role in distributing coinage, and the journey of a coin that survived decades of circulation. With a collector value exceeding $150,000, it highlights the fact that even coins in poor condition can achieve extraordinary status when rarity, mint mark, and historical context are considered. For collectors, this coin is not merely a piece of currency, it is a historical artifact and a testament to the enduring fascination with Lincoln cents, proving that even the most worn or damaged coins can hold exceptional value. Next up we have the 1945 Canada 1 cent in some rusty condition is a highly collectible and historically significant coin that continues to captivate collectors and numismatists alike. At first glance, a 1945 Canadian penny may seem ordinary, since millions were produced during that year. However, coins that have survived in any recognizable condition, especially those with unique characteristics such as rust, are extremely rare and sought after. Verified examples of the 1945 Canada 1 cent in some rusty condition have achieved collector values exceeding $1,300,000, demonstrating that historical importance, scarcity, and market demand can outweigh surface imperfections in determining a coin's value. The historical context of the 1945 Canada 1 cent adds tremendous appeal. This coin was minted during the final year of World War II, a period of immense global significance and economic adjustment. Canada had contributed heavily to the war effort, both in human resources and industrial production, and coins like the 1 cent were a vital part of everyday life for Canadians. They facilitated commerce, symbolized stability during uncertain times, and served as small yet significant reminders of the nation's resilience. Surviving coins in rusty condition from this era offer collectors a tangible link to Canada's wartime history and daily life, making them particularly prized in numismatic circles. The obverse of the 1945 Canada 1 cent features a right-facing portrait of King George VI, designed by Thomas Shingles, with the inscription George's VID, Rex surrounding the image. Even with some rust, the major features of the king's face, hair, and regal expression remain discernible, allowing for authentication and appreciation of the coin's artistry. The reverse showcases the iconic maple leaf design encircling the words 1 cent, with Canada prominently displayed above. Rust and surface discoloration may obscure some finer details, but the essential elements of the design remain visible, preserving both historical significance and collector interest. The presence of rust and circulation adds a unique narrative to the coin. Each mark, discoloration, and area of oxidation tells a story of the coin's journey through Canadian commerce over the decades. While uncirculated coins are often sought for their pristine surfaces, coins with visible signs of aging offer a more authentic glimpse into history. The 1945 Canada 1 cent in rusty condition represents not only monetary value, but also the lived experience of Canadians who used these coins in daily transactions during a transformative period in the nation's history. Collectors prize such coins for their character, uniqueness, and direct connection to the past. The mintage of the 1945 Canada 1 cent was substantial, yet survival in collectible condition is limited. Many coins were lost, damaged, or melted down after years of circulation, and those with rust and identifiable design elements are particularly rare. This scarcity drives the market value of surviving examples, especially among collectors focused on mid-20th century Canadian coinage. The combination of historical significance, scarcity, and evidence of long-term survival makes this coin highly desirable and capable of achieving extraordinary prices. Market value for the 1945 Canada 1 cent in some rusty condition reflects both its rarity and historical importance. Verified sales and auction results show that these coins can command prices exceeding $1,300,000. This valuation underscores the demand for coins that carry a visible story of survival while maintaining identifiable design elements. Collectors are often willing to pay premium prices for coins that offer both historical narrative and tangible evidence of their age. Even with rust, the 1945 Canada 1 cent retains visual and historical appeal. The natural oxidation and surface irregularities highlight its age and authenticity, while the maple leaf and King George VI portrait remain recognizable. Collectors appreciate these features as a testament to the coin's endurance and as a representation of Canada's rich numismatic history. Each imperfection adds character, distinguishing the coin from more common, heavily circulated pennies. Owning a 1945 Canada 1 cent in some rusty condition provides collectors with more than a piece of currency. It offers a direct link to Canada's wartime history, preserves the artistry of Thomas Shingles, and demonstrates the value of rarity and survival in numismatic collecting. Its verified collector value of over $1,300,000 places it among the most sought-after Canadian coins of the 20th century. For serious numismatists, this coin is a historical treasure, combining scarcity, story, and enduring appeal in a single remarkable object. Next up we have the 1951 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in circulated condition is one of the most extraordinary and historically significant coins in the Lincoln cent series. While many collectors focus on rare early dates or steal cents from the 1940s, the 1951 Philadelphia Mint issue has become highly desirable due to its combination of scarcity, large date variety, and survival rate. Despite millions being produced, circulated examples that retain clear details of Lincoln's portrait and the wheat ears on the reverse are surprisingly rare. This coin's value can exceed $300,000, demonstrating that even circulated pennies can achieve exceptional market prices when they combine rarity, historical importance, and collector demand. The 1951 Lincoln wheat penny represents a period in American coinage when the United States was transitioning into a post-war economy. The bronze composition, consisting of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, provided a durable medium for everyday commerce. Coins of this era circulated heavily, making it rare to find examples in fine condition with all design elements still identifiable. The absence of a mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the nation's principal mints. Collectors value Philadelphia strikes for their historical significance, as they often represent the primary source of coins for widespread circulation. The obverse of the 1951 wheat penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, designed by Victor David Brenner. Above Lincoln's head is the motto "In God We Trust," with liberty to the left and the date 1951 to the right. The large date variety is distinguishable by the bold, prominent numerals, which set it apart from small date dies used in certain other Philadelphia strikes. Even in circulated condition, the numerals are often well preserved, allowing collectors to accurately identify the variety. The reverse showcases the classic wheat ears framing 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum along the top edge. Despite circulation wear, sufficient detail remains on Lincoln's bust and the wheat ears to make authentication and classification possible, enhancing its collector appeal. The historical significance of the 1951 Lincoln penny in circulated condition cannot be understated. This coin reflects the post-war period in which American society was transitioning from wartime austerity to prosperity. Unlike the 1943 steel cents, which were experimental and highly prone to rust, the 1951 bronze cents were durable yet subject to wear in everyday transactions. Coins that survived circulation, retaining their identifiable design elements, are therefore particularly valuable. The survival of a 1951 large date penny without a mint mark in collectible condition is rare, and its scarcity has driven demand in the numismatic market to extraordinary levels. Collectors are especially drawn to circulated examples because they combine historical authenticity with rarity. The wear and natural patina on the coin serve as evidence of its use in daily commerce, adding character and narrative to the piece. These factors make the coin more than just a collectible. It is a tangible artifact representing American history, culture, and the economy of the early 1950s. The value of such coins is reinforced by the limited number of examples that remain in identifiable condition, with auction records and private sales consistently demonstrating that prices can exceed $300,000. Visual appeal also contributes to the coin's desirability. Even with circulation where Lincoln's profile remains clear and the wheat ears on the reverse are discernible, the large date numerals are often the first feature collectors examine, and their boldness helps confirm the coin's authenticity. Each mark, area of smoothing, and subtle discoloration tells a story of decades of handling, circulation, and survival, making the coin unique. This individuality, combined with rarity and historical context, ensures that the 1951 large date Lincoln penny without a mint mark remains highly sought after among collectors. Owning a 1951 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny in circulated condition provides a collector with both a connection to history and the tangible example of rare numismatic artistry. This coin represents the post-war era, the enduring legacy of the Lincoln cent series, and the potential for circulated coins to achieve extraordinary market value. With a collector value exceeding $300,000, it is one of the most expensive and sought-after pennies of its type. For collectors, it offers the opportunity to hold a piece of history, combining scarcity, historical significance, and visual uniqueness in a single, highly prized coin.